white trousers. She was wearing her favourite Kurt Geiger court shoes, but Greg didn't like her in heels, not unless she was sitting or lying down. "Can I tell you what I'm not wearing? It might be a bit more exciting." He laughed. "Tell you what. Tell me what you're going to wear when I take you out to dinner tonight instead." They hadn't gone out on Valentine's night in years. It was hard to do the whole romantic staring into each other's eyes thing when most of the women in the room were trying to stare into Greg's eyes too, and the ones that weren't were taking pictures of him on their camera phones. "You sure you don't just want to stay at home and eat scallops and drink a nice bottle of wine?" There was some Prosecco chilling in the fridge, and she'd sprinkled handfuls of silk rose petals on the bed before she left this morning. "I'm sure. So dress up, okay?" Saffy smiled. "Okay." If she worked through lunch, she could leave early and have her hair blow-dried and pick up her cream dress from the dry cleaners. "Hey, did you get my flowers?" "Oh God, sorry, I did. Thank you. They're absolutely, She stared at the bouquet, searching for the right word. Searching for any word, really. The centrepiece was a purple thistle, roughly the size of a baby's head. It was surrounded by a menacing thicket of birds of paradise, and what looked like an entire vegetable patch of ornamental cabbages. "They're, amazing. I love them." "Yeah? Well, the whole dozen red roses Valentine's thing's such a cliché. I told the guy at the flower place to push the boathouse." Greg had a habit of getting common sayings confused. Somehow, he managed to twist them so that they made a weird kind of sense. Like the blonde leading the blonde, and the truly inspired putting the car before the horse. "Well," Saffy said truthfully, "he really went overboard." She could hear voices in the background. Greg was on the set of The Station, a daytime soap about a team of Dublin firefighters. There was the wise older one, and the troubled young one, and the gay one, and the pneumatic female one. Greg was Mac Malone, the heroic one, the one who was plastered across most teenage girls' bedroom walls. "Listen, Saff, I'm probably going to be shooting till at least 7, and I've booked the restaurant for 8, so I'll see you there. And there's something I want to ask you tonight. Something pretty important." "Hang on." He broke off. "Dude, I'm on the phone here." "Well, tell her I'll be there in a minute. And tell her I'm not carrying that whale down that ladder. Yeah? Well, one of the stunt guys will have to do it." "Sorry, babe. What was I saying?" "You were saying you've got something to ask me." "Yeah," he said, his voice dropping a delicious half-octave. "I do have something to ask you." There was a scuffle, and another voice came on the line. "This is Robert, the first AD. I've got something to ask you too. Can you call back when there isn't a half-naked woman in a pregnant suit hanging off a shaggin' 100-foot ladder waiting for Mr. Gleeson to do his bloody job?" Saffy tried to focus on writing an Avondale Foods contact report, but her mind had other ideas, and they didn't involve cheese. Greg had something to ask her. What was it? Her heart bumped against her ribcage like a trapped balloon. Could it possibly be it? She smiled at the giant thistle for a bit. She stood up and went over to sniff one of the dinky little pink cabbages. It smelt, unexpectedly, of cabbage. Then she sat back down at her desk. This was ridiculous. She was the most level-headed person she knew, and she was not going to get carried away. Greg had something to ask her. That was all. He asked her things all the time. Last night, when they were watching 24, he'd asked her if you could have a general anaesthetic when you had a tattoo, whether she thought Kiefer Sutherland used Botox, and why dogs didn't have belly buttons. She forced herself back to the contact report, and when it was finished, she hit send.